We're talking Lakers today on the LA Sports Report. The trade deadline is fast approaching. What is the latest with what the Lakers will do? An absolutely insane, ridiculous trade idea from a former Laker. Also, we're talking LeBron James. Is the streak going to end? Will LeBron be an all-star this season? And we're also talking some Dodger baseball. We've got 3 Dodgers that could lose their roster spot. I'll tell you who that is. And also, too, we got the best trades in Lakers history. That's coming up next on the LA Sports Report.
LA is the sports capital of the world. The Lakers have entered their Luka Doncic era. LeBron doesn't just want a farewell tour, he wants a farewell title. The Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. Go, Kings, go! The Dodgers are the best run franchise in all of professional sports. Shohei Ohtani is the GOAT. Steve Ballmer will do anything to get the Clippers a championship. Mick Cronin has to win a national championship at UCLA. Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback in this league. College football is just better when USC is good. This whole city has the Mamba mentality. I love LA.
Live from the heart of Los Angeles, this is the LA Sports Report with your host, Doug McKain.
What is up, and welcome to the LA Sports Report. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Congratulations to us, the LA Sports Report, hitting 5,000 subscribers. All thanks to you guys. Got some big giveaways on the way. If you're new to the channel, grow with us. Join the fastest growing LA sports show. And we're talking all LA sports, from people who grew up here, who live here, who are loyal to the soil. Dodgers fans, Lakers fans, Rams, Chargers, UCLA, USC. If they're talking about it in the world of LA sports, we're talking about it here, giving the real, truthful, fire, hot takes about your LA sports team. So definitely join the movement. And thanks again, 5,000 subscribers in less than 2 months. Really appreciate that. We're just getting going here on the LA Sports Report. Yesterday, we had Jake Ellenbogen on the show, so if you didn't catch that, go back and watch that. I know Rams fans were excited to see us finally link up after all these years. And if you didn't catch that, go check that out, because he was blessing us. He was dropping that Rams knowledge, and we were going back and forth, and it was really fun to do that. But today, talking about the Los Angeles Lakers, the purple and gold. The NBA trade deadline is getting closer and closer, and the Lakers are always going to be in rumors. The Lakers are always going to be linked to players and teams because of who they are, because of the market that they're in. This year is a little different because it doesn't feel like they have the trade assets to go out there and make something big happen, with the fact that you got 1 first-round pick. You'll have more in the summertime when you have 3. The assets aren't quite there to make a big deal. But still, until we hit 3 p.m. Eastern on February 5th, on that Thursday, you're going to hear the Lakers mentioned in trade rumors. But I want to start with a trade idea from a former Laker, Boogie Cousins, who was on a show, and he threw out this trade idea. And Austin Reeves is a guy that, look, I know a lot of Lakers fans are all in on Austin Reeves. I wouldn't say I'm 100% on all Austin Reeves. I think that unless you're a Luka Doncic type player, Giannis Antetokounmpo type player, a Kobe, a LeBron, guys that are in their all-time primes, guys that are on top 20 to 25 player type trajectories, I think I'm open for business, and I'm taking calls. I'm listening for all players at all times, because I'm trying to make my roster better any way I can. But it would take a special player, a player that could really elevate this current Lakers team, that could help them win not just this year, but next year, the year after, and be a complementary piece that would make sense surrounding Luka Doncic. So those players are out there. You want defensive-minded wing players, guys that can fill it up from beyond the arc, names that we talked about on this show, the Herb Jones, the names like that. But Dylan Brooks is a name that, on paper, based on the year he's had, based on his career, could be a fit for this group, but for Austin Reeves, straight up, that was DeMarcus Cousins' idea. Here, let's give a listen to Boogie Cousins, and after that, we'll try to push for him to get drug tested.
Boogie, I have a question. Phone rings. You're the front office of the Lakers. We want to give you Dillon Brooks, but we'd like Austin Reeves. Are you taking that?
In a heartbeat.
Okay. Wow.
You are
Dang,
out of your mind. No chance.
He's a culture changer, Dillon Brooks.
He's a culture changer. He's a proven winner. We talk about all the glaring holes when it comes to this Lakers team. He fits exactly what they need right now. He's also averaging about 22, 23, possibly 24 a game. I mean, you're getting a two-way player compared to a one-sided player. Why wouldn't you do it?
I just don't even think
we getting caught up in names and highlights and all that.
Of player. I think
we're talking about building a championship team.
Need-wise, he fits. He fits.
Nothing else to say.
Well, what do you mean need he fits so we're not doing it? Oh, Lou. Lou's got a face that I can't read.
Take Rui, take Smart, take Jake Laravia.
I like this debate because I'm kind of like I'm in a little bit.
Here we go.
I'm making the move.
I've waited for the day for Dillon Brooks to be appreciated and loved my whole life.
Well, by the way, he is straight balling this year, and I'd love
to.
Again,
he's changed the culture of things. Everywhere he's gone, he's changed the culture.
We're missing the glaring problem here. You think LeBron James is ever going to play with that dude?
Look, they're going to have a picnic.
In a heartbeat.
They're going to make up. Yes.
In a heartbeat. Yes.
Absolutely.
So, Lou, you're in.
He hates him until he's his teammate.
How about this?
Kobe played with Matt Barnes. He played with everybody that he had problems with.
Ron Artest, same thing. Same thing.
I'll tell you this. Phoenix would do it in a heartbeat.
Then there we go.
Lakers probably wouldn't. Is all I'm saying.
Well,
and that's why they're a middle of a pack team and a horrible defensive team.
Lou, so you say you're doing it? Heartbeat? I love the heartbeat.
I would strongly consider it. Strongly consider it.
And
listen, we just talked about Luka averaging 35 points. How much more scoring do we really need? We don't need another guy. We need a guy that can score. We need a guy that can score. We can throw him the basketball. Turn Dillon Brooks into a 3-and-D guy. He's showing you I can go get 20 points a night if needed. But if I don't, I'm going to be a disruptor on the defensive end. You already know what he brings to the table as far as that goes. I say, why not? If you are top heavy in scoring and you feel like the things that need to be patched up are defensive and you can.
That clip. Enough of that clip. My ears are starting to hurt because in no world, unless Nico Harrison was hired by the Phoenix Suns to run that team, he got the job for the Lakers, would a deal like that be consummated? I mean, Dillon Brooks is a good player, averaging over 21 a game. Defensively, he has a big impact. I think that the LeBron and Dillon Brooks thing, as far as the battles they've had on the court, I don't think that would be a big issue. It's just starts and ends with Austin Reeves is a better player now, and I think a better player in the future than Dillon Brooks. And here's the thing. Matt Ashiba, he already shot this thing down. He tweeted out, don't bother calling. Suns aren't interested. Dillon's not going anywhere. So that's it. I mean, it's not like it was a thing to begin with because this was just someone's take, but I think it does kind of give you an idea about how things can swirl and the fact that you're going to have teams interested in Austin Reeves. And if you would trade Dillon Brooks for Rui Hachimura and Dalton Connect or players like that, hey, trust me, sign me up. I think I'm not afraid to add a Dillon Brooks type of player to the Lakers. I know some Lakers fans don't like him because his battles with LeBron, but I look at Kobe and Ron Artest and Kobe and Matt Barnes and what Matt Barnes said about Kobe, saying any player that's crazy enough to F with me is crazy enough to play with me. And if LeBron had that idea and that mindset, hey, can this player help me win a championship? That's all you need to know. But Reeves for Dillon Brooks, that's just not going to happen. Just because I think if you're the Lakers at this point, you've accepted the fact that, yes, this is an above average team. This is a team that on any given night, they have a chance to beat any team in the NBA when you've got a player like Luka Doncic, an MVP caliber player in his prime. And you look at the standings and you would say to yourself, wait a minute, Lakers 22-11. They're 6 games back from the Thunder. They're 2 games back from just the 2 seed. They're still a really, really good team. But would it be worth trading away players that can help you next year and the year after that when you're in a better position from a salary cap standpoint, from a draft capital standpoint, to surround Luka Doncic with better talent than it would be to say, hey, let's try to send LeBron James out with a chance to win a championship. There has to be a major needle mover type of player, and Dillon Brooks could be that, but not Austin Reeves. I'm going to bring in my man, Noel Sanchez, covers the Lakers for Bleacher Report, and he's got a pop in Instagram. Well, I still, when I fell in love with Noel is when he was on a basketball court asking fans,
yes, sir,
who's your game like?
Yes,
wearing the slides. I mean, is that where it all started for Noel?
And that was one of my early videos that made me know I wanted to stay in this field. So yes,
I would say my game is like Dolan Connect. I don't play. You know what I mean? Like that.
Oh man,
that's my name. That's me. Who would you say is your game right now?
Right now, it's like Greg Oden because I'm retired.
Oh no! So don't put yourself.
But in my heyday, man, I feel like I was a mix of a lot of different players. I tried to do a little bit of everything on the court. If I had to choose someone in this current game, man, give me Jalen Johnson.
That's a nice pull. I see that.
Not dunking like him, but I could do a little bit of everything for sure.
I see that, man. No, I think that's the way to go for sure. I mean, I like that. But for me, it was kind of like, I try to be like a Charles Barkley, kind of like an undersized, like I'm not like a 7-footer.
Yep.
But like, try to get the post moves, hit some outside shots, hustle, kind of some Kurt Rambis in me, but with a better front office probably mind.
No, we played a couple of times. I liked you as my big man on my team.
Yeah, no, I get down there and get busy. But when you hear this trade proposal and this idea from DeMarcus Cousins, yes, we know that it's already been shot down by the Suns, and they're saying they're not going to trade Dillon Brooks. But I think that this is going to be a pretty interesting stretch for the Lakers heading into this trade deadline because, look, we're almost to February 5th, and they're going to still keep Austin Reeves. Do you think that, first of all, I mean, I don't know, maybe you like this deal. Let's say the Suns were willing to trade Dillon Brooks. Would you be in on this type of transaction?
Absolutely not. I mean, the only package that I would consider trading Austin Reeves for right now would be a bona fide top 15 to 10 player in the league. With the stats that he's putting up this year, with the growth that we've seen from him, with his kind of willingness to even take less money to be a part of the Lakers and to be a part of this Luka Doncic future, you don't just throw that away for Dillon Brooks, who's having the best season of his career, but he hasn't been able to stick on a playoff team. He hasn't been able to put up more than 18 points for consistent stretches of his career. And you see Austin Reeves, he was on an all-NBA level stretch when he was healthy. So I wouldn't just, put that aside for Dillon Brooks, who, yeah, I think a three, he's become more than a 3-and-D player this season, but he's just not on Austin Reeves' level.
I'm with you. I mean, I think it's fun chatter. I think anytime you hear these former players and it's like, yeah, we're in retirement, we want to make a name for ourselves. It's almost like some of these takes are like presented to them and they're reading a script to try to like go viral. And I think this is like a perfect example of that. But I think the learning lesson from this is that the Lakers, as Noel said, like they are just going to have a approach to this deadline where it's, can you get a needle mover? And the question is, who are the needle movers? I mean, that's the latest rumor right now. And it was from Mark Stein. And Mark Stein put out there, league sources say the Lakers continue to scour the trade market in hopes of acquiring a two-way wing with size before the deadline. It's believed the Lakers will only sacrifice their projected financial flexibility in the summer if they can acquire a real needle mover at the position. We're in the year 2025. We're in the year 2026 in this season. And I think you could have copied and pasted this for the last couple of years. You can copy and paste this. The Lakers are always looking for a needle mover. They're always looking for a wing, someone like that. So I just think that is kind of lazy. I mean, I don't think that there's any traction on potential deals. I think you look at the assets they have, and that's probably where they're going to be unless something really falls into place. And I look at the market for the wings. Who would be the options? The Pelicans, they're still pretty resistant to trading Herb Jones and Trey Murphy. And if the Lakers are only going to sacrifice that financial flexibility in the summertime, I mean, they're probably going to ride this thing out. And Laker fans are going to be happy. I also wonder, too, with the new ownership, with the Guggenheim Group, how much do they want to allow, and how much freedom does Rob Pelinka have to making those commitments and setting that roster and saying, okay, I'm going to make these deals that ultimately will determine our fate? I think that the Lakers want to say, okay, ownership change, we got Luka, and that's the only thing that really matters. Other guys we kind of fill in around that. So I don't see a massive move happening for the Lakers. I wish there was a perfect player that was out there. But for the Lakers to move on from Austin Reeves, a guy that's going to help them possibly this year and for the next 5 years, you don't just throw that away just because you think that LeBron James and Luka Doncic can make a run at a title. I mean, the truth is this roster has a lot of inherent flaws. So look, that could change, but I think right now I'm not anticipating a big splash move by the Lakers. I think they're going to make a move. I think it's not going to be for an all-star, but Noel, you feel like a move's happening? Like, I mean, you mentioned some of those players for the Nets. There's
multiple players on the Nets that I like that fit into that kind of marginal move area that I think the Lakers are going to be operating in once the trade deadline rolls around in a month. I think a bigger name, a bigger splash that is possible that I want to see happen. I just don't know how all in they are on making this roster the best possible they could for this season instead of just spreading out over the next couple seasons. But the guy I really want is Andrew Wiggins. I think timeline wise, he's 30 years old, shooting close to 40% from three this season on 5 attempts, can guard multiple positions, has proven that he could be a piece on the championship team. He's not going to be that number one pick, that we thought he was going to be years ago, but he has proven that he could play a role, be a nice fourth option, defend the best player on the other team. But yeah, it's like even that, I don't know if the Lakers are willing to give up the first round pick, give up Connect in that deal, give up Rui, Gabe Vincent. It just feels like they don't want to have that big package where multiple players and one of their picks that they could trade right now will be going away.
So that is the one name. Like, that is the one name that I could buy into. That makes a lot of sense. And the fact that they were linked to Andrew Wiggins at the start of the season, and a couple weeks ago it came out that the Heat were gauging the market on Andrew Wiggins. He has a $30.1 million player option for next season. And I think that if I'm the Lakers and you can get him without flipping, like Austin Reeves is a no for Andrew Wiggins, but just about everyone else is a possibility. Like, I mean, that's just the truth. I mean, if you could get Wiggins and pair him with Luka Doncic and LeBron James and Austin Reeves, depending on who's included in that deal, whether it be a Rui Hachimura because you'd have to give up that first round pick and Rui, and then who else I could get in. I think with Jake Laravia, the emergence of Jake Laravia, exactly. I want to see more Jake Laravia than Rui Hachimura at this point. So yeah, I mean, that could get me excited. Like, look, Wemby's been injured, right? The Thunder are trying to go back to back.
And they've been struggling recently.
Guys. So the Lakers are a team that they're never going to say rebuild, which they're not doing. And they're always going to say that they're going to try to do everything they can every single year to win a championship. And I personally think that with Luka and Reeves and LeBron James, if you would add a Andrew Wiggins, someone that you can trust on that side of the court, that could think of what Austin Reeves would look like in the fourth quarter. Think of what Luka Doncic would look like in the fourth quarter. Guys that are already excellent, but Wiggins can be that guy. I actually went to a Heat game, I told you, in Miami. I always respected Wiggins because he kind of went from this number one pick that people were saying is a bust, and then he kind of found himself with the Warriors, and like he kind of likes that role, like where it's like, hey, bro, I will be a 3rd star, I will be a 4-star on a championship team, and you need guys that are willing to do the dirty work, and he can still score too. It's not like he can't score; like he can still score. So yeah, the big question is, look, how much is Miami looking for in return for him? And I think if you know anything about Pat Riley, he does not want to be responsible for that player option either.
Exactly.
Like that is the most anti-Pat Riley thing too. So yeah,
get him off the books. Maybe get your guy Gabe Vincent back. He hasn't been looking too good. So maybe he just needs to go back to the Heat to find himself again there.
Hey, dude, I'm telling Rui Hachimura, like, pack your bags, man. If it's for I mean, it's funny because the Warriors could use Andrew Wiggins.
They really could.
They should trade Jimmy Butler for Andrew Wiggins.
Jimmy back.
That would be a pretty good trade. But
that was the original.
That gets me excited. Well, look, Andrew Wiggins, the Lakers. I've already just like kind of, I wouldn't say refell in love with the Lakers, but watching Luka play on a given night, like I know that even win or lose, it's just extremely entertaining having that guy out there. But LeBron James is certainly still one of the big storylines. And LeBron James saw the streak end with the double-digit scoring. Will we see the streak ending with all-star appearances? Well, LeBron, in the newest voting for the all-star game, Luka's fine. Luka has the second most votes. LeBron James, though, he's currently 8th among Western Conference players after 2 sets of fan voting. This would be the first time that he would miss out on the All-Star game since his rookie season. And a couple weeks ago, Kevin Garnett, some other players were saying that LeBron James didn't deserve to make it. Then you had Draymond Green, of course. We know LeBron's his king. He said that he should make it. I'm a little torn on this one, I'll be honest with you, because, of course, it's the All-Star game, and it's a very limited roster. You got a group of guys on both sides that are looking for that on their resume that have had really good years. But I look at baseball on this one, man, and this is all LA show, so we can talk about the other athletes. Look at what Major League Baseball did for Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw, performance-wise, did not deserve to be an all-star, but he was the commissioner's legend choice, something like that, where the commissioner gets to pick a player that they kind of felt like, hey, he might be retiring. This might be his last year. He could be in the all-star game. And Kershaw had a moment. Remember, he got out Cal Raleigh. He's like, suck it, big dumper. You know, it was a great moment. And this probably isn't LeBron James' last year, but anything can happen. After the All-Star break, something can happen to LeBron James, and LeBron James might decide it is his last year, and he wouldn't get that send-off. I remember when Michael Jordan had his last All-Star game, and it was the East versus West. They were wearing those retro jerseys. Kobe was guarding MJ, and MJ kind of hit that baseline shot. They thought it was over. They were trying to cook everything for him. Mariah Carey performed Hero. It was a moment. I mean, has it been?
Yeah, on social media.
I remember she was wearing that Wizards dress.
Yeah,
I never forget.
Yeah, she said she's gonna wear it again at some point.
Really? Yeah. Interesting. Well, I mean, obviously you can't. Look, they can do whatever they want, right? I mean, like, why can't you make LeBron James an all-star? I mean, I know the LeBron haters would hate it, but say even the worst LeBron haters can't deny his impact on the game and that he is absolutely deserving of any flowers. So maybe LeBron James doesn't want to push for this because it's not a thing. And maybe this is a big indication that he plans on being back, which I think we all expect him to be, possibly. But I don't know. What say you?
Well, I do remember they did it with Dwayne Wade. Right?
Yeah, Wade had it. Yeah.
Wade, because he was on his retirement tour. They got him in the game. I ultimately think he's going to make the All-Star game. I just don't think he's going to be a starter. I think once he gets to the player vote and the coaches vote, I think he's respected enough to where that he's going to get in. But what we're seeing now in the NBA is a lot of these younger dudes are getting a lot of votes. See, even Denny from the Blazers, he's ahead of LeBron. I feel like these fan bases come together, and as much as certain players are loved, the product on the court really does matter a lot. I remember this time last year, LaMelo, he had the most fan votes in the Eastern Conference because he was going crazy. This year, he's 12th because he's not going as crazy. So the fan vote is pretty interesting, but I ultimately think he's going to be in there as a bench player.
I mean, that'd be fine. I mean, the thing about that is, I think if he missed like 2 more games or something, he wouldn't be eligible, something like that. Yeah. But he's not. I mean, hopefully everything will be fine by then. I just think that he's playing like an all-star again, too. Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
You look at last couple, 26, 31, 17, 24, 18, 23, 36, 28, 26. I mean, he's putting up LeBron James numbers. I think that his career, his legacy is kind of, he doesn't want anything given to him. And as you point out, like, there is a world where if Adam Silver wanted to pull some strings and get him in like a Dwayne Wade, that's certainly an option. I think LeBron James wants a handout like that. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to make it on his own merit. And the most important thing for the Lakers is the simple fact that LeBron is performing like an all-star again. And there was a couple games early on where you're kind of wondering, has Father of Time finally meet up with LeBron, he's been trying to say lately like that he's been trying to fight off Father Time. So I think you're right. I think he ultimately ends up making it. It is. I think the All-Star game needs new blood.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's kind of how you have those next waves of players. It's like, oh, wow, like they were a good player. Like, a good example, like Con Knipple. Like, you know what I mean? Like someone like that to see in the All-Star game is like, wow, like it's not just a good college player that's having a good start. Like this guy has a potential to be like a multi-time All-Star. And it's kind of crazy to say like one of the phases of the league, but one of the better players in the league. And like you said, LaMelo Ball is the best example. Like those are the kind of guys you want to see in the All-Star game.
And I think it's going to be cool too, because like you see a young dude like Cade, he's going to be in there, but then it's going to be Team USA versus the world. So you got a lot of the faces of the NBA are going to be on that world side. Jokic, Giannis, Wemby. So it's going to be a really interesting All-Star game. And I think LeBron needs to be there for that.
And I just want to point out, like, I am all for that, man. I think it's going to be the best All-Star game that we've seen in 20 years because they have botched the All-Star game with the point tallying and how they were trying to stop the game. Like
they had it right that first year. You know, that very first year when they did it was the target at the end.
Yeah, that was pretty entertaining. Like they did have it right that first year. Like that was
the whole charity, the kids watching. Like it was meaningful.
Yeah, and then like everyone was kind of like everyone wanted to participate. You had like the Kobe trophy and everything that was like that. You had like the score clock, the target. That was when they had the target score and everything like that. Yeah, that was pretty good. Like I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty good. But I think from a competitive balance standpoint, the drafting was kind of weird. Like the drafting kind of never did it for me. And I mean, the whole Elam ending thing is good though. Like, I mean, I think that's pretty interesting, but now we have the world. And I think that really shines a light on what the NBA is in 2026. It is a truly international, a truly global sport. And you want guys to take pride in that. Like, here's the thing, like the WBC, USA basketball, like the World Cup, like once you get to that level of, hey, like there's a rooting interest, a pride thing. I mean, are they going to play the national anthems of all these countries? I have no idea, but like
that's gonna be interesting.
You know, it's gonna be really good. Like
it's gonna be good too because it looks like they're gonna bring that one-on-one tournament this year at the Intuit Dome.
Is that official?
They've been hinting at it a lot, so I think it's gonna happen. I think you should do it at like a brand new stadium in Los Angeles. I think it would be smart. So
the one-on-one tournament would be great. The one-on-one tournament would be next. Like I think that is. I mean, I'd be worried if I was the dunk contest. I mean, the fact that they've been talking about for so many years for NBA All-Star Saturday Night. But the thing is, the stars already don't want to do the dunk contest. Why would they want to do the one-on-one? You know what I mean? Because if you play, I don't know about you, like I played one-on-one games that require more energy and stamina than 5-on-5 full courts.
That's true. No, that's true. But like, they might just be saying it, but a lot of stars have already said that they do it if there is one. Like, Ant said he'll do it. KD said he'll do it. Kyrie. But who knows? Maybe when the time comes around, they won't want to. I hope they do.
Yeah. No, that Kyrie would be like the best at it. By the way, speaking of All-Star voting, Luka Doncic, I mean, best-selling jersey in the league, most viewed player in the league, was first in All-Star game voting. Hey, he's seeing the benefits of being a Los Angeles Laker. I mean, you look at some of those early returns. Luka Doncic first with 2.2 million votes, followed by Jokic, Steph Curry, Shea, Wemby, Anthony Edwards. I mean, that is and then you got LeBron there. He's 8th. The KD. Yeah, look at this new play. They did Austin Reeves 11th. Down the East, you got Giannis, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Cade Cunningham. I mean, the East has got some star issues, bro. Like the East has serious star issues. And I like Cade Cunningham. Jalen Brunson's got to be like the 7th highest vote getter in when it's going right. Here's your boy Jalen Johnson, Michael Porter Jr. You love Michael Porter Jr. Yeah, you kind of you kind of remind me of Michael Porter Jr.
Thanks,
like
man.
your takes.
That. Like my takes. Oh man,
no, you're.
Are they gonna say my height, my basketball skill?
Your height, your basketball skill. That's what I meant.
Here's the thing: if in a different constructed Lakers roster, I would be pushing for a trade for him, even though he's on a big contract. I think the Nets are gonna try to move off him, but like I said, there's like 3 other guys on the Nets that I think the Lakers could make a move for.
Yeah, no, they definitely need to. Like
and you mentioned too, they have a great relationship, the 2 teams.
They really do. I mean, that's the thing. Like that means something in every sport. is who are your natural trade partners in conference, out of conference, in division, current build. All that stuff is extremely relevant. Now, do want to talk about this new Lakers star, and one that I've seen some wild takes about, saying that, oh, Jake Laravia's emergence makes you forget about Austin Reeves and things like that. First of all, slow down on that. But Jake Laravia has definitely impressed in his enhanced role. And I think with Jake Laravia, what you're starting to see is the coaching and the culture and the system building that JJ Redick has tried to instill with the Lakers. It's not just, oh, we're going to ride our top players and try to get all-stars and get a big three, get a big two, put some complimentary piece around them and just hope that the matchup breaks right and they can just will an organization, will this franchise to another championship. No, the Lakers realize that you're lucky to have one star. You're lucky to have 2 stars. You are extremely lucky to have 3 stars. And in this day and age, you need depth. And the way to get depth is through development. And Jake Laravia is starting to really show that this season with the enhanced minutes. I mean, look at the last 2 games he had against the Grizzlies. Grizzlies had 26 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. And on Friday, 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And what I love about Jake Laravia is how much he loves the Lakers and how much it means to him to wear the purple and gold. Because he understands, like, this is not just any franchise. He loves the Lakers so much that my man rocked a Lakers jacket in their post-game press conferences a couple nights ago.
A big part of this team now.
I said it when I first got here. It means something to wear, Lakers across your chest. Like you said, I grew up a fan. My dad grew up a fan of the Lakers. We understand, and I understand, the impact that it has, to play for this team, and the impact it has, for the fans to come out and watch us every game and support us and cheer for us. I wear the Lakers with pride across my chest every night.
Thanks, Jake.
Appreciate you guys.
So there he is, man, wearing that Lakers jacket, showing out and showing that, hey, I can step up when my opportunity calls. And it's the most encouraging part of this stretch of games where Austin Reeves has missed, is that he has stepped up. LeBron James has definitely emerged, and that definitely helps. But for Jake Laravia to perform like he has, it's been a great sign for this Lakers team. I mean, the fact that he can have a solid scoring game and contribute defensively, I think the big challenge for him now is how does he remain consistent? Because they're not going to ask him to score 20 to 25 points a game, but can he score 12 to 15 points? Can he go 4 of 10 from beyond the arc? Because then the conversation starts to become the difference between him and Rui Hachimura. And do you want to see more Jake Laravia and less Rui Hachimura? And then how much of a trade piece does Rui Hachimura become if you think that Jake Laravia is a guy that can fill those minutes? Now, I think it's a real possibility. I mean, look, it's tough to be a consistent shooter in this league. You kind of know it when you see it. Rui's too streaky for me, man. Like, his highs have always been tantalizing, but I need it every single night. And I think Jake Laravia's work ethic, I'm not saying Rui has bad work ethic, but I just think that as a complementary piece, Laravia kind of understands his role on this team. I think there's a lot of potential. Here's him talking about what has changed since he's put on that purple and gold and really had some breakthroughs.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm very much a player where when you tell me the things that you want me to do, I'm gonna just go out there and do them. I've had plenty of conversations with JJ, with my coach Bo, and they tell me what they want me to do out there, and I kind of just go out there and I try my best to do that every game. Shots aren't going to fall every game, but I can control the effort that I bring to the game, crashing every time. They talk about offensive crash rate. I'm just trying to do that every night and just bring an energy to this team. Like, I'm not the most laterally quick player, not the most athletic, but I can understand what players like to do and what their tendencies are, and then I can kind of play off of that. And then I am really good at just getting deflections and playing with my hands. Yeah, I mean, very comfortable. I mean, I thought I probably could have maybe shot even two or three more tonight that I might have passed up, but kind of just new stepping stones each game, growing in the way that I'm playing offensively, obviously with AR out. Just, this is one of those hats that I was talking about where I am able to do this. So it's been good.
You love it. You love to see it. You love to hear it because it comes at a perfect time when, hey, if other guys aren't bringing what he talked about, that effort, and that's what you can control, is your effort, is how committed you are on a possession-by-possession basis, and he does that. And he doesn't force offense and J.J. Redick to kind of scheme and draw plays from him. He can just find a way to get loose balls, get putbacks, make open shots, and I think that's what this team needs when you have true superstars. You need guys that are low maintenance. And when I look at a guy like Rui Hachimura, in a perfect world, he is that complementary piece off the bench. But sometimes I've gotten some Julius Randle, some Kyle Kuzma, like kind of that attitude from there where, yeah, like that on any given night, like they can fill it up, they can go off, but then there's those lulls where if it's lack of focus, if they're just not engaged, you're not getting it every single night. It's like what Kobe used to say, just go get the rebound, man. Like when you're the Lakers, just go get the rebound. Go make a shot. Go make a layup. Go get a putback. It's just Luka's world. It's LeBron's world. It's Austin Reeves' world. Guys like even DeAndre Ayton, who their performance of late has been a little bit of a drop-off that you want to see kind of get back to stabilizing. That kind of has to be the mindset. Here's J.J. Redick, his head coach, on Jake Laravia and how he's been able to have such a big impact with Austin Reeves out.
Yeah, I told him in front of the group after the game, I think particularly in that first half, his aggressiveness and confidence was really good for us. The thing that we've tried to really instill and coach him on all season is 0.5 decision making, being catch and shoot ready. If you are attacking a closeout and you have an advantage, maintain the advantage, and that both of those things require confidence and requires aggressiveness. So just a fantastic game from him. Another good game from him defensively as well, with deflections and being disruptive.
J.J. Redick. And look, you can hear it in his voice, man. This is a guy that is, I think, sending a message out there. I think J.J. Redick is sending a message to the rest of this Lakers team like he has, and he's used the media to do that over the last couple of weeks. Hey, we're going to play the guys that I can trust. And a lot of basketball is effort, man. It really is. When you're not getting yours, can you get it done on the defensive end? Can you find a way to make the most of what could possibly be limited opportunity? So this is a big Jake Laravia house, man. I mean, Jake Laravia, I'm impressed. That's all I'm going to say is I'm impressed. Got some commenters. We always appreciate you guys. Thanks for 5K, guys. 5,000 subs, man. The LA Sports Report. The merch game is coming too. We got some hats now, but we're gonna get the logo that you're gonna love. I know you guys want some merch. GearUp.LA. It's the movement. So let's get some comments here. We got SK Wonderful. Lakers ain't winning SHIT until we get the LaCurse out of town. Wow. I mean, you know what? It's possible. It's not impossible. There's a world where that's the case. We got a lot of Lakers fans that I think are ready to turn the page. Some that will just never accept LeBron James as a Laker. Some that want to move on. And it's understandable. I mean, the Lakers are a franchise where unless you're Kobe Bryant or Magic Johnson, unless you're guys that have spent the entirety of their careers here, you're going to feel like deserve an end of the career type of retirement tour. And LeBron deserves that. I just don't think a lot of Lakers fans care. Like if the Lakers are not winning, they're not going to want to embrace that. And I think that's kind of where that's at. Is it almost feels like that LeBron is kind of focused on the end of his career, but I still think he has a lot of good basketball in him. And I think that once you get Reeves back and you start to have that stretch with, hey, you put two good games together, I expect this team to still stay in the top four in the Western Conference. As long as you're that, you give yourself a puncher's chance to win a championship. We got Mario Landaverde. Rui peaked already. That's a solid take. I mean, I think Rui definitely peaked already as a player, but it's just getting like the B version of Rui every night would be great. The problem is you get a C version of Rui and then an A version, and sometimes you don't even get a B version. That's what makes you extremely frustrated. I like this question here. Roseman Carino, who's the Andrew Friedman executive equivalent of the NBA? I'd probably say, I want to say Sam Presti, but not really, just because Sam Presti doesn't have the access to free agent superstars. He kind of developed within. It's tough because the truth of the matter is every NBA executive wish they could be Andrew Friedman, where you can sign basically whoever you want. And the only penalty is a luxury tax type of thing right there. I was just going to, you just took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to say that Bob Myers makes sense in the fact that you can draft and develop, but also you can recruit superstars.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Bob Myers was instrumental along with that Warriors group to getting a Kevin Durant.
Exactly.
And Friedman's like, hey, we got dudes, bro. But Shohei, join the dudes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I like that, Bob Myers, but yeah, it's tough. It's tough to find MLB and NBA equivalents just because of the salary cap. But, you know, it'd be fun to say that Andrew Friedman was like Pat Riley.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking Pat Riley too.
Maybe like in 20 years, you know?
Yeah. He's still gonna be up in the front office doing his thing at that time. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. But yeah, we got Bloodhound Lil Jeff. That's a pretty lit name there. Bloodhound Lil Jeff. I think the Lakers are going to do exactly what the Dodgers did. Wait until you have the exec you want, then fire Pelinka. You know what's crazy? I think I mentioned that on the Dodgers show about this topic. I was saying, hey, when the Dodgers were sold to the Guggenheim Group, they told Ned Colletti, yeah, let's go make these deals, and they replaced him in 2 years, right? So that is kind of like how that works with the Dodgers. I agree with you. I think that they will probably make a move at some point, but at the end of the day, I think Rob still has a chance because say what you want, Rob Pelinka is the reason why they have Luka Doncic. We got Mr. Classic. Imagine if we had Darvin Ham right now. We got sing a prayer with me. What's going on with Aiden? Is he injured physically? How about mentally? Yeah, I mean, DeAndre Aiden is a guy that I think his last game was pretty good. I mean, he had 15, 8, and 1, 3 blocks in the steal, 1 turnover, was 6 for 8 from the field. Slow first half, but he was really good in the fourth quarter. I think what really stood out to me, found LeBron James on a couple of those baskets, and yeah, I think I like the effort out rebounding Jaren Jackson Jr. on those. I don't know, Noel, do you have any issues with the recent play of DeAndre Aiden?
I mean, like, I feel like his whole career, he has mentally checked out a little bit in games when he's not getting the ball early. And the reason why we saw like such an early surge from him in these first 3 months is because he was getting the ball early, pick and rolls, finding him for lobs, getting him involved in the post. And that's the case. Like, he's kind of like an old school big man in that sense where, like, in the early 2000s when bigs weren't getting the ball, they would just kind of check out. They wouldn't be as engaged, wouldn't run hard for boards. So that's why JJ, LeBron, everybody in the post games, they were saying, like, you know, there were like 3 OTAs where we missed, like, we just didn't look his direction. So it looks like they've been making a priority again to get on the ball, get him involved. I think the best version of the Lakers is when you have an engaged DeAndre Aiden on both ends. So if you keep feeding him, he stays efficient. I think he's going to continue that early stretch that we saw.
I agree. I'm not too concerned about the recent play. I think every player, especially for himself, he wanted to get off to a really, really good start to the season. And to his credit, he's been posting. He's been in the lineup, and he's kind of been that one guy that you can really count on essentially, I mean, the entire season. But that last game, I mean, a couple games ago against the Grizzlies when he had 4 points, it was okay. And then in December, 12.3 points per game, not great. His highest point total in the last month plus was when he scored 17 points at Toronto. So yeah, I mean, he actually had 20 points against the Suns too. So against his old team, I remember that one, the first that 2-game stretch there against the Suns. But yeah, I mean, look, I still think that it's still positive with DeAndre Aiden. Okay, so We're going to switch to the Dodgers real quick. Then we're going to get back to the Lakers when we end the show. I've got the best trades in Lakers history. We're going to get down with that in a little bit. We've got some comments here. D-Mac, that shirt looks awesome on you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Got the flowers on. Give my flowers. Laravia, the new AR-15. We've got Corey. Haters so funny calling the Lakers middle of the pack when they have the 4th best record in the league. AR for Brooks is malpractice. Spin nothing but straight facts right there. Spin nothing but straight facts. Okay, got a quick Dodgers topic for you because I know I got my Dodger fans always rocking with us. And I think one of the most interesting parts of January, early February is when you look at the roster, who are those players on the bubble? Players that could lose their spot on the Dodgers roster. And one name that I want to start with is no one's really talking about Alex Call. It's kind of interesting because Alex Call is an outfielder and the Dodgers need an outfielder and they traded for Alex Call. And a lot of players, they can embrace certain roles with teams, but a lot of players too, they would rather be in situations where you can compete for more playing time. And right now it doesn't feel like the Dodgers are very interested in giving Alex Call the opportunity to chase a starting role with his team. And he does a lot of things really well. He runs well, solid defense, takes really good at bats, sees a lot of pitches, can draw his walks. But I think that from an option standpoint, we'll see because he's the 4th or 5th outfielder. You got Ryan Ward coming up. You got Michael Ciani, who they brought in, who they claimed. And Ciani's an elite defender. Ward, a great potential as a bat. What is Call's ceiling? So the other factor is too, what if the Dodgers go out there and sign Kyle Tucker? Because if the Dodgers go out there and sign Kyle Tucker, that's one less outfield spot. And then you still have those internal options. And then you got Kike Hernandez possibly coming back. So you look at the outfield picture, you got Andy Pages, you got Teoscar Hernandez, you've got Alex Call, Ryan Ward, Kike Hernandez is going to be back at some point, and they're also going to potentially trade for an outfielder as well or sign an outfielder. So they're going to add to their outfield. And I think Alex Call could be maybe a guy they could trade, but he didn't really get any opportunities in the playoffs outside for that late series push where they gave him some at bats. But I don't know. I feel like Alex Call is a guy that could be the odd man out. Then how about Alex Freeland? Alex Freeland's pretty interesting too, because you look at the infield right now and you got Mookie Betts, Hae-Sung Kim, Tommy Edman, Miguel Rojas, Max Muncy. And then you have the possibility of adding Bo Bichette. Alex Freeland, he was a breakout player in AAA. He's a left-handed bat. He's a solid glove, but he's a shortstop. And he's told me himself that he's a shortstop. So Alex Call's another guy along with Alex Freeland. The Alexes, they could be in trouble as far as their roster spot goes. Then this next name, a good friend, Ben Kasparius. You look at the bullpen starting to add up. Edwin Diaz 1, Tanner Scott 2, Alex Vesia 3, Brusdar Graterol, Brock Stewart's going to be back, Kyle Hurt. What happens with Gavin Stone and River Ryan and Roki Sasaki and guys like that? Anthony Bonda, Jack Dreyer. Ben Kasparius had some really, really nice moments with this team. But if everyone performs their capabilities and the guys returning are as good as we think they're going to be, I mean, the role for Emmet Sheehan's interesting. I mean, there's going to be some roster pushes for some of these guys. So I think right now, Alex Call, Alex Freeland, Ben Kasparius, and then 4, Dalton Rushing's always an interesting one. If the Tarek Skubal deal could possibly go down and he's included in that. And at that point, you're the Dodgers. You got to bring up a backup catcher at some point. We saw what Ben Rortvedt did for this team. So there's that with possible players that could be in jeopardy of losing their roster spot. And the funny thing about this is on most teams, you're not even really having this conversation because these are all players that would make up most rosters. But guess what? You're on a super team. You're on the team. You're on a team that could go down as one of the best ever in an organization that's all in on winning multiple World Series titles. So because of that, you could be on the chopping block even as a good player. Anything can happen. All right, some more comments here. We got Mr. Classic. If you get Tucker and Bichette, then you have to trade for Skubal with what's left. Can you just imagine that? That is the all-time chess move right there. Sign both those guys and trade Skubal. The players might just not even show up. They might just strike and say, you know what, forget it. If that's the case, we talked about the All-Star game, and I've thrown out this idea a couple times. If you would trade for Tarek Skubal and you would sign Kyle Tucker and Bo Bichette, which is extremely unrealistic, but if you even sign one of those guys, I'm here to tell you, if you had the Dodgers versus the All-Stars for the other teams, I really think that it would be the highest rated All-Star game of all time. Like it would be incredible. It truly would. Because you could say there's an All-Star almost at every position. Will Smith, All-Star. Max Muncy's been an All-Star. Mookie Betts, shortstop, All-Star. Second base, Bo Bichette, All-Star. Freddie Freeman, first base, All-Star. Andy Pages in the outfield, almost an All-Star last year. Teoscar Hernandez, an All-Star 2 years before. And then who knows? You could still trade for an All-Star or add Kyle Tucker or even Cody Bellinger. So, yeah, you can have an All-Star at every single position. And then that's before the rotation of Yamamoto, All-Star, Glasnow, All-Star. Hey, look at the Blake Snell, All-Star, Shohei Ohtani, All-Star. And then you look at the bullpen, Edwin Diaz, All-Star, Tanner Scott, All-Star. Like you literally have an All-Star at every position. Like it is absolutely insane. It's like having a fantasy baseball league and there's only like 2 people in it, or just like you're by yourself in that fantasy baseball league. We got some more comments here. We got Mario, like that we're shopping other pitchers, so Skubal isn't the only one. Yeah, I mean, look, that's the consistent theme, is that you can say the Dodgers are at least showing interest to adding starting pitching. We got Roseman, Carino, D-Mac is our all-star broadcaster. Wow, that's a nice thing to say. Mr. Classic, Sam Presti got lucky with trading Paul George. Look, at a little bit of luck, but also I think that was good timing too. And I also think you got to give him credit for identifying that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was the player that, who knows if they thought it was going to be an MVP, but they thought he had a lot of potential. So I give them all the credit in the world. We got Nando. Lakers will be better once LeBron is gone. Oh, yeah. I mean, just think about it generally. I mean, if with his $53 million off the books, you go and sign a guy. I mean, that's not too insane. All right, we got Mr. Classic. We got the Skubal Tiger. We get Skubal Tigers. Get our prospects. Make the Tigers stronger to beat the Blue Jays. All right, awesome. All right, I think we'll save our top 10 Lakers trades for tomorrow. Let's do our top 5. Let's do our top 5 LA coaches. Top 5 LA coaches. Top 5. 1, I got to go Sean McVay. Sean McVay, because if you would offer him to any other coach, to any other organization as their coach, most would flip their coach with Sean McVay. Even if you went to the Kansas City Chiefs and said, hey, Andy Reid or Sean McVay, they would take Sean McVay's future. Even if it was Jim Harbaugh in this town, I think that, yes, he has a Chargers history. Sean McVay is possibly the most valuable coach in sports, I think, because of the system, because of the culture building, because of this kind of star power that he brings. I think Kyle Shanahan, probably the best play caller, but Sean McVay he's the number 1 coach. 1 Super Bowl, been to 2 Super Bowls, could win his second one this year. I got Sean McVay as my number 1 coach in Los Angeles. Number 2, Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts, a manager, not a coach, but 3 World Series titles for Dave. He's going to be a Hall of Famer one day. He doesn't give the credit that he deserves, but I think if you're thinking objectively about Dave Roberts, his biggest strength is getting all-star players to buy in and embracing the fact that sometimes you have to bat lower in the order than you would on other teams because you got Mookie and Freddie and Shohei Ohtani and things like that. but also just the simple moves that he made. It was Dave Roberts that was responsible for Miguel Rojas playing in the World Series in Game 6 and Game 7. And without that decision, without that gut feeling, everyone always says Dave and the analytics, and he's a guy that's just a robot listening to Andrew Friedman and Brandon Gomes built Dave Roberts in a lab and they're controlling him with a video game controller, right? Not the case. It was Dave's gut that put Miguel Rojas in the game in Game 6 and 7. And how about this? In Game 6 and Game 7, having the impact defensively, having the presence of mind to take out Tommy Edman and put in Andy Paz, and Andy Paz makes the greatest catch in World Series history. And how about this? Dave Roberts falling the way that he did. And I said at the time that I thought that he took a fall. And Dave Roberts stumbles racing Hae-Sung Kim before Game 6, and that really lightened the mood, and that team will go on to win the last two. 3 is where the debate comes in. Is it Jim Harbaugh? Is it JJ Redick? Is it Ty Lue? I think you have to go, I think at this point, Jim Harbaugh. And not because of what he did at other stops. He won a national championship at Michigan. He took the San Francisco 49ers to the Super Bowl. He took the Stanford Cardinal, a perennial losing team, to Rose Bowls. It was big and turned that team around. He was a coach at University of San Diego. He paid his dues. But Jim Harbaugh is a star. Jim Harbaugh has the juice, and he has the Chargers in the playoffs taking on the Patriots this weekend. So I put Jim Harbaugh at 3. I think 4 is where I got JJ Redick. I know it sounds crazy to take JJ Redick over Ty Lue, but ask yourself this question. Who would you take for the next 5 to 10 years? JJ Redick or Ty Lue? I think Ty Lue, of course, winning a championship with the Cavs, has a great reputation as one of the best ATO after timeout type of play callers. I think JJ Redick has that special fire and intensity, basketball acumen. He's taking on a tougher job with the Lakers. I think it's tough. I think it's kind of grasping at straws right there. It just give me the head coach of the Lakers that, yes, in year 1, did get bounced in the first round, egregiously played his starters and his lineup for the entire second half of a game, which hadn't been done in a long, long, long time. And he still has to win a championship. I mean, if you don't, you could go make it to 10 straight Western Conference Finals and win 82 games every regular season for the next 10 years. If JJ Redick doesn't win one championship as a Los Angeles Lakers head coach, it's going to go down as a failure. That's the standard here. So that's going to be tough. So I got JJ at 4 because the upside, Ty Lue at 5. Ty Lue at 5. 6 will go Mick Cronin. I got to go Mick Cronin, even though I want him fired, which is crazy because he took UCLA to a Final Four. Lincoln Riley, 7. Lincoln Riley hasn't made the college football playoff. And I think that's where you're sitting right there. That's where you're sitting right there. I think Corey Close for UCLA basketball could be 8. Eric Musselman, 9. And then how about our Los Angeles Kings, who we're going to start talking more Kings on this show. Go Kings, go. Go Kings, go. And I think just to round it out, we'll put Ken Holland there. And of course, that's general, but
D-Mac, I gotta say, man, putting JJ Redick ahead of Ty Lue is that's a hot take. You know what I'm saying?
What's your reasoning?
I mean, I just say, JJ Redick is still unproven. I get what you're saying about the upside, but he could either be Phil Jackson or he could be Darvin Ham. You never know.
That's a fair point. And like I said, I kind of will take it's kind of the benefit down. And by the way, Jim Hiller, number 10 for the Kings. But I agree with you that Ty Lue, who the Lakers wanted to be, the Lakers wanted Ty Lue. Remember, he famously had the cake in Vegas and all that cool stuff that he was going to be the next head coach of the Lakers. With the Clippers, since 2019, he has taken them to a Western Conference Finals. He has been more accomplished. He signed a huge extension, 5 years, $70 million. If you want to have on your list Ty Lue over JJ Redick, I would have no problem with that. I wouldn't. It's not like It's not something I would argue that heavily. I just think that here's the question. Like, what would Ty Lue, the big question, what would Ty Lue do with this version of Lakers? You know what I mean? Like, would the Lakers trade JJ Redick for Ty Lue right now? Probably not. But I don't know. What say you on the matter, Noel? It's an interesting conversation, really.
It is. It really is. Because I think with Tyronn Lue, he has this reputation as like a player's coach. That's kind of how he's built himself up over the years. And that's what we're hearing with JJ right now, because he isn't that far removed from his playing career. That's why he's able to connect with like this Lakers squad. I think it's close though. I see what Rob's saying just about we don't know who JJ Redick is just yet. And it's crazy because you see him getting hit with this adversity right now. And there's Laker fans saying like, I miss Darvin Ham and stuff. Pretty wild. But I think in this moment in time, I probably would have to go with Tyronn Lue because he's only missed, how many times has he missed the playoffs with the Clippers? One time in his career?
Yeah.
Well, I think only once. So, that off the bat is already good.
But I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like I've been getting gaslit on Ty Lue for so many years.
Especially with the Clippers, they've been gifted players to their roster.
I was just about to say, he inherited a pre-championship build team. He did. He did have to manage, coach a couple chokers and James Harden and Paul George and an injured player named Kawhi Leonard. But he also had like a peak-ish version of LeBron James. And he's a championship head coach. He really is.
The Clippers are coming right now too. They're on a nice streak ever since he said that goal of their record to finish with the season. If he gets them out of this start to the season, that's pretty impressive.
Maybe Chris Paul was the problem.
I definitely think. Chris Paul. Name one person who's like said great things about Chris Paul, like after he left there. I don't know. I think that Chris Paul was a good example of a guy that like was trying to influence a team, but you can't influence a team unless you're out there going to war and you're good enough to do that. At that point, he's basically a coach wearing a Clippers uniform, right? So I think that was just a bad mix. But hey, no, to your point, if he can dig them out of this hole, that would be a major feather in his cap. And I think it's a little. I think I am basing this solely off of. I think the Lakers got a really, really, really motivated head coach. Yeah. Whereas Ty Lue, I feel like, I don't want to say he's not hungry anymore, right? But I feel like he's pretty comfortable there, right? I feel like he's pretty comfortable there, and I want to see him win a championship without LeBron. And I think that I think too. Star power is a thing to me. I think JJ Redick is kind of like, he's kind of got that edge of like, I don't want to be the podcast guy. I'm not here for LeBron James. But hey, I think Ty Lue is certainly one of the better coaches in the NBA, and we're so lucky to have him here in Los Angeles. But that is my top 10 coaches in Los Angeles right now. Bloodhound Lil Jeff over on YouTube. Mike Brown got to be up there with the worst. Yeah, we can do the worst tomorrow. Mike Brown definitely. Well, Mike Brown still gets jobs though, man. Like he's coached like half the league, it feels like. Phil Jackson is the greatest coach. I think there's no doubt about that. 5 titles, a 3-peat, and a back-to-back. D-Mac, this is from Bloodhound. D-Mac, I really got addicted to vaping. Any words of encouragement for me? Yeah. No comment there. We've got Ty Flu hasn't done much. Lockster, D-Mac, would you take for 451 4? Okay, that's a good question. I would take Bo over him. But if it was going to be opt-outs in there or for both, or like that's kind of the big kicker there. I think if on that deal, you would only have Tucker for 1 year. The true secret, just get through this year, Lakers. Lots of salary cap next year without LaFraud. Exactly. But don't call him LaFraud, guys. Come on. LeBron saved this organization from complete irrelevancy. You would still have a 15-year championship drought if it weren't for LBJ and just wanting to be a Laker. So, look, I'm not the biggest LBJ guy, but the LeBron slander is getting a little extreme on this show. But that's going to do it for this episode of the LA Sports Report. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Thanks for 5,000 subscribers. Let's now get to 50,000 subscribers. All the hottest news you're going to find here about your favorite teams in Los Angeles. Follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Special thanks to my man, Noel and Robert, the producer, rocking with us as always. You can follow Noel and watch his Bleacher Report reels and content at Noise by Noel and show him a lot of love, as you always do. But I'll see you guys tomorrow for the LA Sports Report and Dodgers Dugout Live. And until next time, LA is the city of champions.
LA is the sports capital of the world. The Lakers have entered their Luka Doncic era. LeBron doesn't just want a farewell tour, he wants a farewell title. The Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. Go, Kings, go! The Dodgers are the best run franchise in all of professional sports. Shohei Ohtani is the GOAT. Steve Ballmer will do anything to get the Clippers a championship. Mick Cronin has to win a national championship at UCLA. Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback in this league. College football is just better when USC is good. This whole city has the Mamba mentality. I love LA.